Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to learn 5 common words that are essential for you to learn if you want to be a fluent speaker in English. I mean that because these words are not just some words that you learn. These words are the words that you're going to activate. How? You know that the way you can activate vocabulary, grammar, and all that is by learning them in the context. Okay, making memory connections and all that to keep it stay there and then be able to use it. I'm not here to just give you a list of words that you're never gonna use and the words that are not 100% common and super important in order to become fluent. I'm here to teach you the words that you're definitely going to need when you want to speak English. And I'm going to teach them the way you can learn it and activate it and bring it into use. When you learn them in context, you know how to use them and when to use them. And these are all gonna help you so much with the speaking, and that is why it's the right way to learn vocabulary. The words are not a lot, of course, because if you really want to activate them, we have to hold on each of them. We have to make connections with the context that it is used, with the way that it is used. So don't forget to subscribe if that's your purpose. The first word is a very common, very beautiful word that you're going to need that a lot when you're confronting with a challenge or you're confronting with a problem. You're definitely going to need this word. It's a verb, solve. To find an answer or solution to a problem or a question. Okay? Basically, when you solve something, you find the right way to deal with it. You figure out how to make this work, how to deal with it, how to make it work, okay? How to find answers for it, find solutions, the way you can do it correctly, and the way you can fix it. So listen carefully to the examples. He worked hard to solve the math problem. You want to make sure that you find the answer, the correct answer for the math problem, the question related to math, okay? So he worked hard to solve the math problem. Sometimes we work so hard to solve something, to find out, figure out what's the right thing and what's the right way to deal with it, how to fix it, and all that. We need to solve this issue quickly before it gets worse. We need to solve this issue before it gets worse. We need to solve this issue quickly before it gets worse. Okay, when you're struggling and when you're in a situation that is hard and difficult to deal with, issue is a problem. A problem is an issue. Issue means problem, basically. So here it says, solve this issue. We usually solve problems, solve challenges, solve issues, means to figure out the right way in order to deal with it, in order to fix it, in order to find answer for it. Okay, here it says we need to solve this issue. We need to fix this. We need to find an answer for this. We need to figure out the right way to deal with it. We need to solve this issue quickly, as fast as we can, quickly, as fast as possible, before it gets worse. Before it gets worse, okay? So some problems or issues are like when you don't solve them right away, right now, it's going to get worse if you don't just solve it right now. For example, if you don't solve the problem of you being weak in math, every time that your teacher is teaching new lessons in math, your problem gets bigger and bigger. So you need to solve this issue, this problem, before it gets worse. She enjoys solving puzzles in her free time. Puzzle is like a problem, pieces are just not in the right place and you have to think in order to find the answer, the right way, the right place for each piece. So that is when you're solving a puzzle. Try to figure out what's the right way you can put them together. That is solving a puzzle. So here it says she enjoys that. She enjoys solving puzzles in her free time. She enjoys solving puzzles. The adjective of the day is problematic. Problematic. Problematic is a very common word, you guys. It's something that you should definitely use if you want to be a smart English speaker. You have to know how exactly to use it and use it smartly. It will actually add a lot of value to your speaking. And when someone or something is problematic, they cause different troubles, problems, and difficulties and challenges. So they're problematic. For example, his behavior was problematic during the meeting. There was a meeting, everyone's doing their work. For example, he does something stupid. So he is causing challenges, difficulties, problems, issues. So you say, this person's behaviors are problematic. It means that it caused a lot of difficulties. It gave us a hard time, a hard situation, a lot of challenges, and made things harder and brought problem issues to the table. The outdated system is becoming increasingly problematic. Well, the outdated system, approach, way can be problematic, okay? Can cause difficulties, challenges, problems. For example, here it says the outdated system is becoming increasingly problematic. Increasingly means that it's getting worse and worse, more and more problematic, okay? The outdated means the old version. We are supposed to be updated. The outdated system means that the old system doesn't work anymore. We need to keep up with the new things, new changes. So the outdated system is problematic, is increasingly problematic for us and for our company. Parking in this area can be problematic during rush hour. You know, with cars, things can get problematic. Park in an area that you shouldn't is going to be, it's just going to bring more challenges, difficulties. For example, parking in this area can be problematic during rush hour. It's just going to make things harder. It's going to bring a lot of challenges, difficulties, and problems. The noun of today is solution, the answer to a problem or the way to fix it. The answer to a problem is a solution. The way you can fix that is a solution, okay? So all of the ways, all of the things you do in order to solve something, in order to fix it, in order to figure out what's the right thing and do it and just deal with that thing correctly in order to fix it, all that are solutions. We usually find solutions for something. For example, you need to find a solution for this problem. You need to find a solution immediately. Let's read the examples. The solution to the issue was simpler than we thought. When we confront a difficulty, a challenge, and a problem. So when you want to solve this, we might at first be like, oh, this is so scary. It doesn't have any solution. It's hard. No, how can I find a way to deal with this? How can I figure out how to fix this? It's impossible. I can't do it. It doesn't have any solution. The solution is hard. Okay? You can't find a solution that is easy to do and to solve this. But then when you solve it, when you go through it, find what it's actually right to do there, to figure out what are the ways you can fix it. And when you're actually in the process of doing that, you will like, oh, it was simpler than I thought. It was way simpler. It was simpler than I thought. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was. The solution. Well, the solution to the issue was simpler than we thought. We need to find a long-term solution for climate change. We need to find a long-term solution for climate change. First, this phrase is very common. We say long-term solution, short-term solution, long-term solution, short-term solution, long-term, short-term solution. What does that mean? Well, long-term solution is a solution is the way you can fix something, deal with something in a way that it works properly, in a way that it is good, in a way that it can work, all that. So, to a problem and to a challenge, whatever. So the long-term solution means when you have this solution for a long time and it is probably going to work forever, okay? You find a solution for something that is going to work forever, and it is likely to work forever and for a very long time. It's not going to come back to us all the time, the problem, okay? When you actually go through a problem, find what's wrong and fix it, then it doesn't come back, and you have found a long-term solution for that. So for problems, we need to find long-term solutions rather than short-term solutions. But what are the short-term solutions? Short-term solution is a solution. You want to stop this problem from progressing. You just want to stop this problem. You want to just fix it for a very short time, okay? For not a long time, okay? So that is a short-term solution. For example, we can say, I will find a short-term solution for this problem, and I will not let it get worse, okay? Until we figure out the long-term solution. Finding a long-term solution for climate change, something that is likely to work forever, changing our main energy sources with clean and renewable energy. The short-term solution for climate change might be the thing that just works for a very short time. Planting more tree, planting more forests, and these things. Or maybe not using our car, or something that just works for a while, and then the problem comes back. She came up with a brilliant solution to the puzzle. Okay, solution to the puzzle. Remember when we said earlier, solve a puzzle? We have a solution to the puzzle. Okay, the answer, the ways you're doing it, and you're putting them together. So the brilliant solution, the brilliant answer, the brilliant way of doing something is when it's very smart. Very smart means that it is very good, it works pretty well, and it's also very smart and creative. And it's usually well thought through. A brilliant answer, a brilliant solution to that problem or question. You have the synonym of solve, which is resolve. Resolve means to settle or find a solution to a problem or conflict. This is kind of the same thing, but we usually use resolve in conflicts. And when we have conflicts means when we have differences, when there is disagreements, differences. We use it a lot in those situations. For example, they're trying to resolve their differences peacefully. Peacefully means like calm, with calmness, without getting aggressive or angry. So to find a solution for that problem, the way they can deal with it peacefully and successfully, and the right way to deal with it, the way that it works, the technician resolve the issue with the computer. Resolve the issue with the computer. Okay, it solved the issue, it solved the problem. It's the first meaning. It's just to fix it and to find the way you can deal with it. It's just to fix it, to find the way you can deal with it the right way, the way that it leads to progress and improvement. So you solve that. You find the answer and find the way you can fix this. So you resolve the issue with the computer, with your studies, or with the school, or with your relationships, or with your interactions. All in different areas you can have problems, and you can resolve those problems and issues. Sometimes, as I said earlier, sometimes we need to immediately solve a problem before it gets worse, before it escalates, before we must resolve this situation. We resolve a situation. We find the way we can fix it. We find the way we can deal with it, the way it is right, the way it will lead to improvement, and all that. So we must resolve the situation before it gets worse, before it escalates further. The next word, the last word, it's the opposite. It's opposite of all of these concepts that we've been through. We talked about solve, resolve, and the opposite of that is to complicate. Exactly. When we complicate a situation or a problem or whatever, when we complicate something, we make things worse. Instead of solving them and finding the way we can fix it, finding solution and answer for that, we just going to make it worse. We just bring more challenges to the table. We will just bring more difficulties, more challenges, more problems, and we will make everything worse, not even related to the problem that we're trying to solve, or it's just gonna be a clutter and make things worse and worse, and just maybe we're just confusing the situation, and maybe we're confusing the people with that thing that we're doing, and all that will get harder to understand and to figure out in order to solve it, in order to see things clearly. So we can complicate a situation by asking, for example, stupid questions when we're trying to solve a problem together. For example, we're a group, we're trying to solve something important, okay? For example, we're trying to resolve our differences peacefully, talk about what are our differences and try to be okay despite our differences, find peace, friendship despite our differences. When we're trying to resolve these differences, someone asks that, okay, but what about something that is not even related, okay? Or make things complicated, make things even harder and more difficult to solve. So that person is complicating the situation, okay? His refusal to cooperate complicated the entire process. For example, in that group, someone just doesn't cooperate. They say that, I don't want to do this. And you're like, hey, we're doing this together. You have to do this. And they're like, no, I don't want to cooperate. Means to take part, to do it with you. I don't want to do it. And this action of that person will just complicate the situation, will make us even more confused. We cannot just solve the problem anymore. It's even harder to deal with it and to fix it. Don't complicate things. Let's keep it simple. Don't complicate things. Let's just keep it simple. When things are simple, everything's clear when we want to solve a problem, okay? Or even if it's not about solving, when things are clear, we can see it better, we can think through it better, we can think about it, we can realize what are the solutions, we can find the solutions, we can do things properly. When someone complicates things, maybe they ask us stupid questions, or maybe they do unrelated things that just is going to destroy the clarity, and it's just going to destroy it's just not clear anymore. We can't see through, we can't think anymore because we're confused. It's complicating things for us. It makes it harder, more difficult to understand, to solve. The new rules might complicate the project even more. Okay. The new rules might complicate the project even more. Exactly. Sometimes we have rules to help us. Sometimes we have rules to help us deal with something, to find out what's right and to do it, okay? But sometimes some rules are just going to complicate the situation. You're doing your job already, and some extra rules are just going to complicate things. It's just going to be a lot for you to handle. It's going to be confusing and more difficult. So you say, some rules can just complicate the situation. Some rules just can complicate the project. Make it harder to understand and follow, to solve, to fix. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to make your examples and comment down below. I'll be happy to check them. If you want structured and consistent lessons like this, don't forget to subscribe. Bye.